Greetings to you maniacs and minds on our crimes. Welcome back to another Warframe weapon showcase. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Scourge Prime, or Scourge. I'm dyslexic and have a speech impediment, so what's your excuse? Anyway, this thing, this staff, this spear gun, even though it's not really a spear gun, it's more of a magic staff, is incredible. Absolutely 10 out of 10. They did a very good job. So, here is the build. Now, this thing comes with innate corrosive, which is pretty cool. So, it's just like the normal Scourge. It comes with innate corrosive. And, yeah, this thing hits really, really hard. Serration isn't here because it actually isn't needed anymore, which is only a good thing. It adds, more freedom to builds, so you don't have the extra slot taken up. And this thing comes with 3 V polarities and a dash. So, at least for my build, I don't need a single format, which is excellent. I have primary deadhead on here because getting headshots of this thing is not hard. Anyway, I'm not going to be using any Harrow's abilities. I just wanted to use it for the showcase because, well, Harrow. I don't have Harrow Prime. I will eventually maybe get him, although at the same time, I didn't buy the skin for nothing. Anyway. So yeah, it shoots like these little energy discs. Now, what's weird is that these are clearly being shot horizontally, but the tip of the spear of the gun is clearly being held vertically. That's a little odd. Anyway, all that aside, how well does it perform? Well, it hits like an absolute train. And it's also AoE. It doesn't have like the biggest AoE, but I'm pretty sure a lot of people are focusing on the new Warbow. And yeah, that thing's amazing and really satisfying to use. But I mean, this freaking, the Scourge Prime, like, goddamn. Like, the Scourge was already really powerful. It just needed to be juiced up in a few stats. So we'll actually go ahead and look at the differences right now. So if I'm not mistaken, the yeah. Wow, really? All they did was, wow, this is for the quick shot. So all they did was they increased the reload speed, increase the crit chance and the crit damage, and ever so slightly upped the base damage. That's all they did? Damn. Anyway, let's show a meme. Let's show a pretty funny meme. So, this thing can be thrown, and it will put a little bubble around their enemy's head that will attract bullets. And also, interesting thing is when you throw this on the ground, it actually reloads. So if you let it stay there for a second, yeah, it'll actually reload. It doesn't reload super fast, but it will reload. But there's a reason why I picked Mag. Because Mag can do a magic trick. With this magic wand, she can do a magic trick. Yeah. So I'm actually gonna juice this thing. I'm gonna get the primary deadhead up as well, and then I'm going to respawn the enemies, and then I'm going to do that again, and then you'll see the absolute destruction. Now it does not work with the charged alt fire. You just press the alt fire, and then it works. So it has infinite punch through. Well, that sucked. Something happened there. Yeah, it has unlimited punch through. So it's like the what's it called? Fuck, the grenade launcher. God damn it! I always forget the name of it. It's like the Secura Penta. It has infinite punch through. Now, I think that's because uh it's like either a quirk with the game engine or the way it's programmed. I'm not sure. It might be a bit of both. Cuz this thing is not supposed to have unlimited punch through, but you know, it does. Maybe it's intentional. Anyway, enough of that. Let's actually go into the steel path. And should I play mag? No. No. I think that would be a bit inaccurate of representation. Yes. Using the normal fire with the Scourge Prime with mag's bubble is going to be very devastating because it's AOE and that's going to be juicing up the bubble damage really fast because that's what mag do. Mag's bubbles of death. I'm just gonna play Nezha, and we are gonna go into, I think, normal survival because I think this thing. Actually, no. Yeah, let's try disruption. If disruption doesn't work very well, then we'll go into normal survival. So I haven't tested it in Steel Path Disruption, so that's why I'm a little curious and a little like, should I? Anyway, so what's my opinions on the new war? I'm gonna actually be talking about it when I'm not gonna be talking about any spoilers, because that's not cool. Little duck, please. So, what are my thoughts on the new war? I think it's cool. I think it's honestly a pretty cool quest. It's a bit long, so just keep in mind. Yeah, look at this. It's gonna take you at least 3.5, almost 4 hours to complete. So, be mindful of that. And when you're actually doing it, you can't do normal Warframe stuff. So you have to do the entire quest. I think that's kind of dumb, in my opinion. But, whatever. It's a good quest, though. It's got some cool lore. It's got some really crazy implications. I'm very curious of what is going to happen next in this weird world that this game takes place in. Yeah, this thing does not care about Steel Path enemies. Like, I mean, why would it? It has innate corrosive, it has high crit damage and high damage, and it has viral and heat because of my build. Oh, yeah. That's pretty good damage. Keep in mind, again, I always say this. Also, yeah, look at the... I personally don't use it like that. Anyway. Also, yeah, Pangolin Prime. With the, make it look like a sword made of glass. This thing's very powerful if you didn't know. Am I talking about the sword or the staff? I'm talking about both. Anyway. Yeah. Keep in mind how much armor and health the Demolists and Steel Path have. I mean, Demolists already have more armor and health than normal enemies. But then you factor in the bonuses that enemies get in Steel Path. Yeah, they start to get really chunky. And not to mention their level. Yeah. Could this thing have more crit chance? Yeah. I don't think it would make this thing way too strong if it had like a 50% crit chance or something. But the way it is right now, they barely added anything, and well, it's strong enough. It really is. And also, that whole mag trick is pretty funny. Keep in mind though, when it's in the bubble, you cannot retrieve it. I think I mentioned that. So You have to wait till the bubble explodes, or if you have the 2 augment like I do, then it goes flying off in a random direction, and then you have to go collect it. It won't always come back to you super fast. Get out of here, you fucking maniac. The difference those arcanes make. The arcane is not active right now. Ow, you son of a bitch. You can use Primary Merciless. It really is up to you. Whatever arcane you want to use is your personal flavor. At the end of the day, you're going to be walking around with a magic staff that does a lot of damage. And also has a bit of an AoE, so there's that. This thing was a pain in the ass for me to get, though. I didn't even farm the blueprint. I just bought the blueprint because I was tired of trying to get those fucking Axie S9 relics. Because they weren't dropping on Lua. I do Disruption for all my relics because Disruption's actually entertaining. And, I don't know about you. I don't want to run void missions over and over again or do anything monotonous like that. The blueprint cost me 70 plat, but well spent. And the last one is a Nox. He does not have ferrite armor. He has alloy, and he also has a big chunk of damage reduction. But that doesn't matter. And 17, that is not for anything new. So it can fuck right off, and here comes the Mr. Acolyte. It's violence. Also, what the fuck? Yeah, it's I don't know why it was reflecting like that. That's odd. So, yeah. Wow, he's not even being affected by viral. Can only certain acolytes be affected by viral? I'm not 100% sure on that. I know they're resistant to status effects, but, you know. So that's the Scourge Prime. That is the Scourge Prime. It is really powerful. It's also pretty fun. You don't just have to use it like a gun. You can also, you know, just use it for its alt fire. Anyway. The spear guns are pretty interesting. Kuva Javlock when is my big question. Anyway. You can build it however you want. Because this thing has innate corrosive, you can just add viral heat and it's anti-everything in the game. You can just go all in on corrosive and heat, and that will be fine, especially against Grineer and Infested. But, you know, this thing can kill Steel Path Demolists and Acolytes in the Steel Path. So it's going to kill everything in the star chart. Like, no problem. It's not going to care. It does have a bit of a low rate of fire, but, you know, that's whatever. You know, you could play like Harrow, you can play Gauss if you want this thing to be an absolute bullet hose. I don't know why you would, but, you know, that you do you. Anyway, this is a very good weapon. I am very happy I have it, and yeah, it took me a while to get because, you know, prime weapon. But overall, it's a lot of fun. I think it's very visually cool. I've always liked the Scourge. I've always liked the staff weapons. Tenant Ferox win. So, yeah, it's very powerful. It's very powerful. I would absolutely recommend you go get it. And yeah. Overall, it's nice. It's very nice. Thank you guys so much for watching. And remember, in Trilby, we trust.